Good morning, my dear Prep 1 students. Hope you are all fine today. In today's lesson, we are going to solve more examples on geometric concepts. So, let's go now and begin our lesson. The first question is, in the opposite figure, measure of angle A and B is equal to 50 degrees. Measure of angle B and C is equal to 60 degrees, and measure of angle D and E is equal to 40 degrees. We said that it's so important to read all the givens in order to be able to find the angle he's looking for. The most important part in this given is that he's saying that MA ray is perpendicular on ME ray. And we said that when we have the word perpendicular, this means that the intersection between the two lines form here a 90 degrees. And please, since all of you forget this 90 degrees, whenever you see that two lines are perpendicular or the sign of the right angle, just go and write the 90 degrees in order not to forget it. He wants now to find the measure of angle CMD, and here is measure of angle CMD. By looking carefully on the figure, you will find that this angle is accumulative with all the other angles around one point, which is point N. And we know that accumulative angles sum up to give me 360 degrees. So, if I have all the four angles and only the fifth angle is missing, is it easy to find the angle he's looking for? Yes. I will find that measure of angle CMD is equal to 360 minus the addition of all the four angles. And don't forget to put it between brackets. 40 plus 90 plus 50 plus 60. And this is going to give me an angle equal to 120 degrees. And the reason should be written that they are all an accumulative angles. It's so easy, right? Just read what's given carefully and define the relation between the angle he wants to find and the other angles, and it will be so easy to find it out. Let's go now to see question number 2. In the opposite figure, and we said it's so important to read all the givens. Let's go and read. AC straight line intersect DE straight line at point B. When he said the word intersect between two straight lines, this means take care, here is a vertically opposite angles. So whenever we see that two straight lines intersect at a point, this means we want to give us a clue that there are vertically opposite angles in this figure. How can we figure out the vertically opposite angles? Simply go and mark the lines he said that they are intersecting. So I know that AC is intersecting with DE. Here are the two lines which are intersecting. As you can see, it's so obvious that angle DBA, which is 50 degrees, is equal to angle CBE, which is also going to be equal to 50 degrees, since both of them are vertically opposite angles. Let's go now to see the second given. He's saying that angle ABD is equal to 50 degrees and measure of angle ABF is equal to 90 degrees. This sign means that they are right angle. Don't forget to write the 90, since most of the times you forget it. And let's go now to look what angle he's looking for. He wants to find the measure of angle DBC. Here is the angle DBC. We said that we have some relation formed between angles. Either they are on the same straight line, or they are vertically opposite angles, or they are accumulative angles. So by looking here we will find, and we know that AC is a straight line. So the angles here formed on AC should sum up to give me 180 degrees. This 180 degrees is divided into two angles. I already have one of them to be 50 degrees. Can I find the other one? Yes. How can I find it? Simply measure of angle DBC is equals to 180 degrees minus the 50, which I'm already given, and I will have here 130 degrees. And don't forget to write the relation between the two angles. They are adjacent supplementary angles. Let's go now for the second requirement. He wants me to find the measure of angle CBE. And here is the measure of angle CBE. This angle, which I have already calculated and said that it's vertically opposite angle to angle DBA. So simply, I'm going to write that measure of angle CBE is equal to measure of angle ABD. Both of them are equal to 50 degrees, and the reason that they are vertically opposite angles. Now we have finished the first requirement and the second. Let's go now to the third requirement. He wants to find measure of angle FBE. So he's looking now for FBE, which is this small angle. How can I find this small angle? Don't forget that we have already calculated CBE to be 50 degrees, and we also calculated that CBD is equal to 130 degrees, and we know that ABF is equal to 90 degrees. Now, all the angles that I have mentioned are accumulated around one point, right? So, is it easy to find the missing one? Yes. I know that accumulative angles sum up to give me 360. And if I have all of them except one, so simply, measure of angle FBE is equal to 360 minus, open a bracket, and the sum of all angles, 50 plus 130 plus 50 plus 90. And here I will have an angle which is equal to 40 degrees. And don't forget to write the reason that all those angles are accumulative angles. They are found around one point. The question is, do I have any other way to solve this question with the last angle, which is angle FBE? Yes. Let's have a look here. We know that AC straight line is a line, and all the angles here should give me 180 degrees, right? If I have two of them and only the third is missing, so I can say that angle FBE is equal to 180 minus 50 plus 90, which is also going to give me the same answer as 40 degrees. But in this case, I'm going to write that they are on the same straight line, or that they are straight angles. Let's go now to see, is there another way to find this question with? Yes. We said before that when he said to me that AC intersect DE, this means that there are vertically opposite angles. Let's again go and mark the line. As you can see, angle CBD, which is equal to 130 degrees, is vertically opposite to angle EBA, which is also going to be equal to 130 degrees. I have one part of it which is 90. Can I find the other one? Yes, simply, I'm going to say that the measure of angle FBE is equals to 130 minus 90, which is also going to give me 40 degrees. And in this case, the reason is that they are vertically opposite angles. And let's go now to solve our third question. In the opposite figure, and we said it's so important to read all the given to be able to find the missing angles. He's saying that AB straight line intersects DF straight line at point M. We said that when we have an intersection between two straight lines, this means he's telling me, take care, you have here a vertically opposite angles. To find the vertically opposite angles, simply go and mark the two lines that she said. Here are the two lines. Now, it's easy to find out what two angles are vertically opposite to each other. As you can see here, measure of angle FMB is equal to measure of angle DMA, and this whole angle is going to equal 70 degrees because it is vertically opposite angles. Let's now continue our givens. He said that ME ray bisects angle AMD. So, ME ray bisects the angle. We said that bisect means it divided into two equal parts. If I know that this whole angle is equal to 70 degrees, then it's easy to find that each one of them is going to be equal to 35 degrees. Why? Because ME bisected this angle into two equal parts. And the last given is that angle FMB is equal to 70 degrees. And let's go now to see what are the requirements. He would like me to find the angle AMF. AMF, here is this angle he is looking for. It's so easy to find it, right? This angle lies on the same straight line with the 70 degrees because I know that AB is straight line. So, simply, if I want to find this missing angle, it's composite of two angles. One of them I already have, and the other is the one he's looking for. So, measure of angle AMF is equals to 180 minus 70, which is equals to 110 degrees. And don't forget to write the reason they are adjacent supplementary angles. Let's go now to see the second requirement. They want me to find the measure of angle AMD. Here is the angle AMD he is looking for. I have already calculated it when I was seeing the givens. We said that measure of angle AMD is equals to measure of angle FMB, and both of them are equal to 70 degrees because they are simply vertically opposite angles. And let's go now and see the third requirement. He wants me to find the measure of angle DME. Here is DME, this angle. I know that ME bisects the angle AMD into two equal parts. So if I know that angle AMD is equal to 70 degrees, is it easy to find half of the 70 degrees? Yes. Angle DME is equals to 70 divided by 2. So this angle is going to be equal to 35 degrees. And why? Because I have here an angle bisector. Is it easy, right? And let's go now to see the fourth question. Let's have a look first at the given. EA ray is perpendicular on ED ray. We said that when we see the word perpendicular, this means that the intersection of these two lines form here a right angle or a 90 degrees. And we go directly straight away writing the 90 degrees because most of the time you forget it. I know that angle AEB is equal to 30 degrees as that's given, and angle BEC is equal to 110 degrees. Now, he wants me to find the measure of angle CED, which is this angle. Simply, go and find the relation between this angle and all the other angles. If we have a closer look, we will find that all of them are accumulative around one point, which is point E. An accumulative angle sum up to give 360 degrees. Having the three angles and only the fourth is missing, so measure of angle CED is equals to 360 minus 30 plus 110 plus 90, and I will have an angle equal to 130 degrees. And don't forget to write the reason. They are accumulative angles. And now let's go to the last question in the sheet. Question number 5. Let's go and read the given. Measure of angle A and B is equal to 40 degrees. Measure of angle B and C is equal to 100 degrees. And measure of angle C and D is equal to 120 degrees. Measure of angle A and D is equal to 2x degrees. Here, there is a part of algebra going inside of the geometry. Don't panic, just solve normally as you are solving a geometry question. And then we will go to the algebra part. Before we see what he wants me to calculate, let's have a look here about the four angles. They are all accumulated around one part, right? I have the measure or the value of three angles, but the angle A and D, I don't have its value. I know that it's 2x, right? So let's first go and calculate the measure of angle A and D. I know that all of them are accumulated around one point, so it is 360 minus the addition of the other angles, 40 plus 100 plus 120. And here I will have an answer equal to 100 degrees. I know now that this angle is equal to 100 degrees. And this angle, he told me that it's 2x. Let's go now and see. We will find that he needs to find the value of x. How to find the value of x? Simply, I know that this angle is 2x. And when I work at 4, I find that its measure is 100 degrees. So now we have a normal equation. And we are going to solve it as we solve equations in algebra. We want to have the variable at one side alone. So this means I'm going to move the 2 to the other side with the inverse of the operation. 2 times x, so I will do division. Now x is equals to 100 divided by 2. So x is equals to 50 degrees. The value of x is 50. I hope it's now clear. Prep 1. To find the missing angle, simply go and find the relation between this angle he needs and the other angles. Sure, you will find one of the following relations. Either they are on the same straight line or they are supplementary angles, and if they are on the same straight line, then they should sum up to give you 180 degrees. If you have only one missing from the straight line, you can find easily the missing angle. The second relation is if you have accumulative angles, and we said that accumulative angles are angles which are around one point. If you have all the angles around one point and only one is missing, I know that the sum is equal to 360 degrees, so simply it's 360 minus the sum of angles which are given, since they are all accumulated around one point. The third relation is that I have vertically opposite angles. And remember that vertically opposite angles result from the intersections of two lines. When I have two lines intersecting together, this means that the opposite angles will be equal in measure. So those two angles are going to be equal in measure, and those two angles are going to be equal in measure because they are vertically opposite angles. And one of the most important things that you normally forget is the angle bisector. If you have an angle bisector, this means that the line divides the angle into two equal parts. If I have one of them, it will be easy to find the other. And if I have all the angle, it's be easy to find the two halves. I hope it's clear now, Prep 1. And by now we have finished solving our sheet. I would like to thank you all, Prep 1, and have a nice day.